A side of excellence with just a dash of extraordinary, and bring me an order of blessings with the plate of satisfaction, followed by a bowl of laughter with just a sprinkle of some personality. Better than that, just give me the Lady T show.
T, 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 Lay, D, Lay, D, T, 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 Lay, D, T, 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 Lay, D, T. Lady T is on your TV. Call everyone you know. It's time for the Lady T show. Don't you turn the TV. You will miss all of the information, inspiration, motivation. Now let me hear my Lady T fans. Lady T, Lady T, Lady T, Lady T fans, yeah. Lady T, Lady T. Now let me hear my Lady T fans. Lady T, Lady T, Lady T.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's time for the Lady T show. All right, cut. Cut. It's a wrap. Cut. Cut. Stop!
It's the Lady T show.
Hi, welcome to the Lady T show. I'm here right now. I'm just so overwhelmed I can hardly talk, but I'm here with Miss Ebony Moore. And many of you may remember her. She was on the Lady T show some years ago. I don't remember exactly how many years, but she was here as Mother Tell-All. Yeah. And she had me cracking up. I just laughed and laughed. And you know, with the YouTube, Lady T YouTube channel, I think that video has the most views.
Oh, wow.
And I think people are watching it. I know I've watched it over and over and over again, but it was hilarious. So she was here then. She also was here. Do you remember the first time you came, you were here talking about your story of being battered?
Yes, yes.
So that she has been through a whole lot. So I want you all, I always say this, call somebody, let them know, tune into the Lady T show. In case they forgot, the Lady T show is on tonight, and we want them to tune in because somebody out there may be going through the same thing that Ebony is going through and has gone through, and we are overcome by our testimony. We always want to help somebody else out, and that's what this platform is all about. So I want to go ahead and dive right into this. Ebony has, just to give you a brief summary, Ebony has been through a lot in the past year and a half or so, past 2 years. She did have a son, and he had some complications there when he was born. And from that, God has allowed her to write a book and do some other things. So I'm excited for her, and I'm going to let her tell you about it. I don't want to interview you and then tell them the story. I want you to tell the story. So what happened the morning you went into early labor?
Well, I was having a few contractions. I was very scared because I'm only 26 weeks at this point, and then my water breaks.
Wow.
Yeah, I stood up to try to ease the pain a little bit.
Is that like 5 months, 26 weeks? That's about 5 months.
That's
right?
about 6 months.
Whoa. Okay.
And my water broke. Mm-hmm. As soon as I stood up, my water broke, and oh my God, I was so scared at that point. So I called my mom, and she said, call your doctor. And as soon as I called the doctor, he said, get here. That was the only 2 words he said, get here. And so I got dressed as fast as I could. My mom, she took me to the hospital emergency, and they let me know that I was going into early labor. And it didn't look good.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was a cause for concern. And so I was transported to Vidant in Greenville.
So this was Nash Healthcare System?
This was actually Halifax Regional.
Halifax Regional, okay.
Yeah. And there wasn't much they could do for me there because they knew the baby would come early, premature. They don't really have a facility, to take care of us there. So they transported us to Vidant. We get there. They did everything they could possibly to try to prolong the labor, like to make it, how do you say, to keep the baby there.
Okay.
They were giving me Precardia, so to try to, you know,
Is that the heart, slow the heartbeat?
to
Or?
slow, yeah, everything, the labor,
Okay.
everything down, and I was bedridden. I couldn't get up, and they had me there on bed rest overnight, and just monitoring my heart rate and everything, which was dropping at a low rate because I do have a heart condition. And at about 7 a.m. the next morning, which was Thursday, I went into crazy labor pains.
Really?
And I immediately buzzed the nurse to come in. She called the doctor. The doctor checked my cervix and said, this baby is coming.
Wow.
Yeah.
So everything they had done to try to stop the labor.
Yeah, they tried to stop the labor. It
didn't work.
No.
Okay. So was this he came, the doctor came?
The doctor came and she checked and she said, call whoever you need to call because this baby is coming this morning. And that was at 7 a.m. The birth was very traumatic.
Was it natural?
It was natural. They planned to do an emergency cesarean.
Right. That's what I was thinking. It seemed like.
But the baby wouldn't wait. While they are prepping me for cesarean, the doctors have me arched on the edge of the bed with needles being, anesthesia is being shot into my spine. But the baby wouldn't wait. And I immediately start pushing because I feel him. And the doctor said, uh-oh, he's crowning, lay her back, give me one more push. And by 10:26 a.m., here he is.
Wow.
Here he is.
So would you say that was an easy labor or? Because it sounds like a couple of pushes and then.
And then that was it.
That was
but
it.
yeah, it was something to behold.
Okay.
Because they did have to put oxygen on my face and everything because they put me in ICU because my heart rate kept dropping drastically, and I needed to get oxygen to the baby, whose heart rate was dropping also. And it was kind of it was fast, but I won't necessarily say easy.
Right.
But it was you know, very spontaneous. And as soon as he came, 1 pound, 12 ounces.
That's how much he weighed.
That's how much he weighed, 790 grams.
1 pound.
Yeah, they consider him a micro preemie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And, I think we do have some pictures. Lee, if you could get that picture up of the baby, and, we want to show that the baby was 1 pound, and that's really tiny.
Very tiny. He could fit in the palm of your hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
bless
Very
his heart.
tiny
And there
shoebox.
it is right there. Oh,
Yeah,
bless
there
his
he
heart.
is.
Oh.
There he is. Yep.
Wow.
And they wouldn't let me hold him. They showed him to me. His eyes were wide open, but he didn't cry. They immediately took him and put him in the incubator and took him to the NICU. Yeah. And I wouldn't be able to hold him for about 8 days. And there it is. That's the first time I'm holding him right there.
And you were so happy.
I was very happy. And they only let me hold him for about a minute, and then I had to put him back.
So how does it feel? He comes out, and are you saying as soon as he came out, they wouldn't let you hold him right then?
I couldn't hold him.
Oh, that had to be heartbreaking.
That was very heartbreaking. I cried like a baby.
Oh, I would have been throwing things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they just took him and
Yeah, they took him.
kind
She
of whisked
did.
him
She
away.
let me lean in for a little kiss, and then immediately took him. Yeah. And it was so many people in there with me during delivery.
Yeah.
I had about 15 to 16 people in the delivery room.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You have all these people, and you want to scream, but then you're thinking about keeping your composure because of the people here in the delivery room, and they're just there to help you out.
That's
but
right.
you have
It was
people
all
telling
staff.
you. Was it all staff?
It was all staff.
Not family.
No
because
family
they wouldn't
were in
allow
there.
family.
Right.
Well, I guess that's I hate to say it, but that's better.
Yeah, it's
because you
better.
got aunts and sisters and cousins. You need to do this.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that. Bless their hearts. So 8 days later, you get to hold them.
Yeah, just for briefly.
And then they took him back.
And they took him back and put him in the incubator. I can only reach into the isolette and just touch him a little bit, and that's it.
Wow, that's really.
That was rough. It was very rough.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And so not only was he born premature, what were some of the health conditions he had?
Well, he was born, because his body was so underdeveloped, he had respiratory issues due to underdeveloped lungs. So they had to intubate him, and he was put on a ventilator. He couldn't breathe on his own.
That's okay. That's all right.
He had he was jaundice, and he a severe jaundice, which you saw the blinders on his eyes. So they had those on there for about a few weeks. And he had brain hemorrhaging. He had bleeding on the brain. He had kidney failure. They had him on NPO, which means no liquid, no food or anything. He couldn't feed yet because he wasn't able to take feedings right away. And when he finally could, it was through tube, G-tubes through his belly and down his throat. And I mean, it was a lot. Bradycardias, what else? Oh God, PDA. He has a heart condition called a patent ductus arteriosus, where the blood vessels are weak. The blood is not flowing as it should through the body, through
Now,
the
is
pulmonary
that similar
artery.
to the heart condition you have?
Actually, I have a murmur, which is a tiny little
tiny,
hole,
yeah.
but his is an actual. His is an opening right there on the blood vessel, which is more dangerous than what I have going on with my
Right.
heart, because the blood is increasingly pumping, which is causing him to. It can cause him to go into congestive heart failure if we're not careful, if it's not treated. And so he's definitely have all these appointments with his cardiologist, and they're monitoring it. They were waiting for him to get a certain weight before they could try and do the procedure to close it. And we go back this month to find out if it's necessary and if he's able to get it, or if he even needs it, or how we're going to do this.
So you had to deal with the thought that he may not make it.
Yes, every day.
How was that? Because
Every
you
day.
know how sometimes Satan gets inside of our heads, and we're trying to believe, we're trying to keep the faith, but all we can see is what we see before us, and that's why they call it faith. But
That's right.
How did that make you feel? How did you deal with that?
Ooh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of prayer. And just surrounded by godly people. I thank God for putting the right people, the family members who will support my mom, my dad, my siblings, my aunts, my mom's sisters, who
That's
all live
awesome.
in Greenville, were there for me as often as possible, and they prayed with me, the baby. Some of the staff, oh my goodness, the best staff in the world is at Vidant. I love our nurses there. The Ronald McDonald House was wonderful. We had a great support network called the Family Support Network with Sherry Siegel, who was great, and Kelly Weaver, who's a family therapist there on call at the hospital, who's
That's
just
awesome.
amazing.
That's awesome. I love to hear when hospital staff does what hospital staff should do.
Above and beyond.
I don't like to hear, oh, don't go to Nash General, Nash Healthcare, oh, don't go to Heritage, or,
Yes, go
you
to
know.
Halifax Regional.
Right, exactly. So I'm glad to hear that. So
Yes.
big thumbs up to Vidant there in
Yes.
Greenville. You guys really rock. That's awesome. When you have somebody that supports you like that, and then all of the family that you have. Now, how long were you in the hospital?
He was there for 4 months and 1 week.
4 months and 1 week.
Yes.
And now
I was there every single day.
And you know, I was gonna say we're connected on Facebook, and I said I really got to get down to Greenville to try to see, because every time I looked up, she was saying, "I'm still here.
I'm still here.
I'm here. I'm still here." I said, "She's been there all this long.
Yes.
You were there the entire time,
Yes.
and you did not leave."
Yes. From December 15th till, December 15th, 2016 till April 22nd,
You were there.
2017. I was
Through
there.
Christmas.
Through Christmas,
New
Easter,
Year's.
yep, New Year's. Yes.
And knowing the hospital staff, they probably had something special.
Oh, they did.
That's awesome.
Oh, they were so wonderful. And the Ronald McDonald House. Bunch of great people.
That's awesome.
That's
Now, I want to say this, and Ebony said, you can ask me whatever you need to ask me, but I want to say this, Ebony. I do want to bring this part up, because this is a testimony for somebody, And, you know, we have pregnant women out there that are watching, and, you know, she has encouraging words for you as well. But during this time, not only did you have to go through all of this with the baby and all of these issues that were going on in situations,
Yes.
but she also had to deal with going into a divorce.
Yes. Which was very, 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 very painful. Very painful. And I don't think many people really know how hurtful
Yeah,
that was.
I can imagine. How long were you guys married?
At the time, for a year and a half. Yeah.
And, you know, something you said when she sent me her information, she said, I know the Christians don't want to hear this, but, you know, I really don't care, because this is the platform of the Lady T Show. And Christians, if you got a problem with what she's about to say
I'm sorry.
about the divorce, do me a favor, come on down from sitting beside Jesus.
Yes,
Come on
please.
down, please, for a little while.
Just a little bit.
Just for a little bit, so that we can get through this, because this is definitely helping somebody. So, not to get into all of the details, we're not going to put him out there who he is, and because he's shame enough, and it's coming to him shortly. Lord,
Jesus.
forgive me, I didn't mean to say all of that, but anyway.
We read what we
So
sow, though.
yes, you do, and I'm gonna zip that part, because I was getting ready to. I felt it right there. It was coming out. It was coming out. So I felt it. But you said the divorce was a blessing to you.
It was.
Go ahead and talk about it.
It was a huge blessing, because it felt like a huge weight lifted off of me once I got divorced. And I'm sorry for you Christians who say, oh, God can do anything, but it takes two people to work that out.
Right.
It takes two believers to believe that God
That's
can
right.
work that out.
Yeah.
If I'm the only one who's in this marriage and willing to make it work, I'm the only one who's praying to God, crying to God, calling on God, believing and trusting in God, then how is there a marriage?
How is it? You're unequally yoked.
We're
You
unequally
can't
yoked.
walk together because you don't agree.
That's exactly right.
You better preach.
And it was my baby
Wow.
who gave me the strength to let go. It was my baby who showed me what real love is.
Wow.
My baby who taught me more patience, who said, now you can start over, Mom.
Yeah.
And now you can wait on God.
That's
and
right.
I'll be your love.
Yeah.
Me, Mom. I'm your man now.
He's a blessing to you.
He is a huge
You're a
blessing
blessing to
me.
him, and he's a blessing to you.
Yes.
Wow.
And I
That's
was
awesome.
40 years old when I had him.
Awesome.
Yes.
You
My
don't look
one
a
and only.
day over 15.
Thank you.
I'm sitting here looking at you like, oh, she makes me sick. Look at her.
Thank you.
Wow.
Good girl. Stop it.
Thank you. I use a lot of olive oil.
Girl, you better work it. Bring your mother tell all out.
I know. We got to get you back. We got to get you back, Mother Tell-All. But I'm glad what you just said. I'm glad you said you could start over. And
Yes.
you could feel DJ telling you that. You know, my pastor said something one
Yes.
time from the pulpit. She said, so what? He left. Go get you another man.
That's right.
And just keep on moving. And, you know,
Right.
people are surprised, you know, that she said that, but it's the truth.
It
Because
is the
you can't
truth.
be in it by yourself.
You
It has
can't.
to be both of you
That's right.
together.
It takes two people to make it work.
It takes two. And
Not
so
one.
Exactly.
I can't be married to myself. How's that going to work?
It's not. It's not.
You're not there. Who am I talking to? Who am I communicating with? Who am I? Bless his heart.
Yes, bless his heart, Lord. Help
And
him,
I'm not
Lord.
even in a rush. I've been by myself all this time. To God be the glory.
Yeah.
And I'm just hanging on in there with my son. He has more appointments to go through. He has another appointment this month with the cardiologist. And I'm just praying for his health and well-being. And
Yeah.
that's all I'm focused on right now. is
And that's
getting
what you
him right.
need. That's what DJ needs.
Yes.
He needs his mama, not drama.
That's right.
That's what he needs.
He needs
and
that full
when you
support.
get to that place where DJ is where he needs to be, then God will send you somebody that's exactly what you need. That's going to be there for you and DJ.
God
No
bless
mess.
because I wouldn't know how to let him in.
You'll be ready for him. You'll be ready for him. But right now, I know it can be damaging. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Yes.
you're going through all of this.
Yes.
And
And I didn't know if my baby was going to make it. And I just watched so many babies around me not make it. And that
really?
I was so scared. Tamika, oh my God, I was scared.
Oh, goodness.
And the more those, because if you know, it's like in the NICU, they have these monitors, and every time the baby have a bradycardia, it goes off and it just flashing red, boop, 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 and makes these noises. And every time that goes off, my heart just drops because I'm thinking this is my baby's last breath. Because I witnessed so many parents go through that. Their babies took their last breath.
Wow.
And we became friends with all these families. I became friends with these other ladies. We became a group, you know, of a support group for one another.
Yeah.
And I thank God for them as well, and God bless them and their babies and their families. But we had so many that lost their babies along the way that it was hard. I mean, it was just one time while DJ is laying there in his bed, there are other pods around him, and it seemed like every baby that was around DJ was gone. And I was just scared. I was like, oh God, my baby's next.
I'm just sitting here thinking, how do you hold it together
It was,
in the midst of all of that?
Jesus.
It had to have been.
It had to, because it definitely wasn't me. It was not my own strength.
So at that
Not
during
me.
that time, was his father there? Did his father come?
He was in and out, but when I needed him the most,
He wasn't there.
he was not there.
And you can't be in and out.
You cannot
Not
be
in a
in and out.
situation like this. You got to
No.
be there. If mama's there every day, you be there every
You
day.
have to be there. And I'm telling him what's going on. The baby has to have another blood transfusion. And I mean, I just stopped counting. He had so many blood transfusions. It's a lot.
And so right now, how old is DJ?
DJ is 20 months. He'll be 21 months on the 15th.
21 months. Let's take a look at the picture of DJ Lee. I believe you have a couple of pictures of DJ. He's older, and he is so adorable. And you just have to see. There he is, with the little outfit on. Oh, he is so cute.
Yeah,
Look
Mickey
at
Mouse
him.
is his favorite. He loves Mickey Mouse.
Wow, is he trying to talk?
Oh gosh, yes. He will talk your head off.
He is so. Oh my goodness!
There he is.
Look at there.
That's my joy.
Look at there.
My peanut.
He is so adorable.
Thank you.
Wow. God has really brought him. And this that you all see now, this is the cover of the book that Ebony has written, and we're going to talk about that now. It's called The Mighty One, right?
Yes.
The Mighty One by Ebony Moore. So you how did you get into writing this book? What gave you the idea to do this?
Just watching him sleep. And it was a little onesie that I bought for him. It had the words tiny but mighty. And it was a preemie onesie. And I just said, he's the mighty one. And after that, I wrote this little poem. And I said, oh, this is you, DJ. And then I thought, I could turn this poem into a book. And I said, Mom, what you think? And she said, with all that artwork you do.
Yeah.
She said, do it.
Do it. That's right. And you did it.
And I started working on it. It took me about 6 or 7 months, but I got it finished.
So did you publish it yourself, or you
I
had a
did.
pub-
It's self-published.
It's self-published.
It's
You go,
self-published.
girl.
Thank you.
You go, girl.
Thank you. God
And
is
so
good.
he took your mess and gave you a message.
Yes.
That's what he did.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
what he did.
Here it
And so
is.
there's the book, and there's the little onesie on the front. Oh, and I want you to read a little excerpt for us. We got about a minute left, so read an excerpt for us from the book.
Oh, my baby. It says, the mighty one is powerful and brave. He is not one to harm, only to save. With the roar of a lion, but as gentle as a dandelion.
I like that. I like that.
With the strength of an elephant, there is nothing this eager one can't. With the leap of a tiger and the fight of a survivor.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And you guys have to see this artwork. She did the artwork herself. And you just took that opportunity to allow this situation
That's just a little bit
to
of it.
bring. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
You got to see it in person. You got to see it. Tell them where they can buy the book from.
Oh, it's available now on Lulu.com, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. We're Right now it's on all the online retailers. I'm working to get it on the shelves in these stores as well. But Amazon is definitely a favorite of most, so
Wow.
it's available on Amazon.
You guys go out, get the book. You have
Thank
babies
you.
coming, you have kids. Get the book. This is a great bedtime story book. Ebony, I want to thank you for coming.
Thank
We're out of time. It seems like the time just flies by.
Yes,
when
we're
we're sitting here
having
just
fun.
having fun and talking. But I want to thank you for coming. I'm going to get Mother Tell-All to come back because I love Mother Tell-All.
Oh, yes, she
Mother
will
Tell-All
come
will lift your spirits. So we're going to get you to come back. And also, you guys just pray for her. Pray for DJ.
Please, thank
Keep
you.
him in
God
your
bless
prayers.
y'all.
He has they have to see if he has to have another surgery soon. So we're going to be praying for him. And you reach out to me. Let me know if you need anything.
I sure will.
My sponsors of the show, Kingdom Empowerment Ministries, Apostle Emma Dickens, we love to do outreach. And just let me know what you need. We can reach out to Apostle and see how we can help you all.
Thank you
Okay?
so much. I really appreciate that.
It's just heart touching and heartbreaking at the same time. But just to know where God brought you from, and you still look like this.
Jesus.
If people only knew,
Thank you.
they can't judge you by what you've been through and the way you look. But God has given you a testimony, and you've given the testimony to the people, so we know that it blessed somebody. And that was the point. That was the purpose. That was the point. So you got the point, and somebody out there was blessed. I'm blessed. I'm telling you, I'm just blessed
bless
just
you.
from your strength that God has given you. I'm blessed to know that He is a mighty God.
I thank
He's
God
a mighty God for this
being
mighty
who
one.
He is.
Yeah.
Because I could still smile.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as I met
I'm
her in the
blessed.
parking lot, she was smiling.
Yes.
I said, look there. Smiling through the pain. That's awesome.
Yes.
So I want to thank you all for watching. Join me again on 4th Sunday. I want to thank James Eric. I know you're watching. I want to thank Daz, Dexter, and Deborah Cofield for watching. And I want you all to have a blessed week. I want to thank Lee, my stage manager. I always want to thank him. But I want you all to have a blessed week and join me back on 4th Sunday. And we're going to keep Ebony and DJ in our prayers.
Thank
you.
you.